Crypto family and my coin factory family, back once more with another daily live stream, and thankfully the market has recovered from yesterday and the day before. The last 2 days we saw quite a significant crash occurring with Bitcoin and crypto. Casper came down from nearly 19 cents all the way down to, well, bottoming out around 15 or 14.9 cents. Right now it is valued at 16.7 cents, up roughly 6.18% on the daily time frame. And right now I am in the I'm hoping, if you will, I'm hoping that Casper's going to start making its rally within the next day or two, or next few days, as the FOMC meeting is only 1 week away now. But in saying that, for me, Casper's run is inevitable, and that is also supported by sources I have in this video showcasing that Wall Street, for a long time now, have been investing in L1s, and seemingly they're therefore not starting to, whether we realize it or not, they're actually starting to invest into Casper as well. We're seeing more listings coming for Casper as well, more connections to Binance as well, which is very bullish and all of that. So as always, if you've joined this stream to be new daily, leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. Casper right now is down only 13% away from its recent all-time high. I suspect we'll be able to write about that very, very soon. The reason why Bitcoin has, after its corrective behavior over the past 2 days, has started rallying back to this level of $101,000 is because of the CPPI data, or the US inflation, that rose to 2.7%. So it's rising now for the second month in a row, which is expected. However, this is also the CPI data, inflation data, this number 2.1 here was the expected number. And the core CPI inflation data was 3.3%. Again, it was as expected. So right now, because the market is not, because we didn't have any curveballs, if you will, the market is now corresponding and acting in accordance to that. So I'd like to believe that this correction we saw yesterday with Bitcoin and crypto was a result of the market correcting to be in a 25 basis point rate cut happening in next week, hopefully, or most likely. And now the market is leveled out, and it's just going to wait for next week to then make another definitive move. If we can hold this level, that'll be very, very bullish, although I still am in the belief that Bitcoin at some point is due for a call-off period. The funding heat map suggests that right now we are in a bit of a call-off period right now, which to an extent I guess we are, because Bitcoin's been hovering around, 90 to 100k, so to speak, for the past, 2 weeks almost now? Week and a half, 2 weeks now, so I guess it has cooled off a little bit, but I'm still suspecting we'll see a correction of Bitcoin at some point within the next, few weeks. I'm not sure how much it will be, but of course time will tell. Either way, Casper right now is looking very, very good all in all again. Sui is doing very well right now, up 16%, reclaiming its all-time high, which is big for those Sui holders. XRP was the only asset yesterday that started rallying as a result of the RLUSD being officially approved by the NYDFS, with apparently there being exchange and partner listings happening very, very soon. And coincidentally as well, Donald Trump is going to be scheduled to ring the New York Stock Exchange opening bell on Thursday. So maybe a coincidence there, but either way, it's very, very big news for America to be so pro-crypto, and also for the likes of Ripple and XRP, but also Casper as well, because we've got this post here. One post here from Smoke suggesting that we expect that the United States will catch up with most of the world by passing stablecoin regulations. But as what's been documented here from institutions, that we believe with global regulatory clarity happening in the United States, we'll start seeing the US, which has fallen behind now the likes of Europe and even Russia, parts of the BRICS nations, and so on and so forth. The US will catch up very, very quickly with regulations, but Donald Trump is going to hopefully be passing very, very soon. So that is a very, very big deal. Global regulatory clarity is incoming, and the reason it's big news, because this is smart money. The institution talking about this, right? Smart money is also talking about the fact that 91% of institutional investors are investing in layer 1 protocols, L1s. That includes the likes of XRP and other ones as well, but that's been documented here. That is also the exact same for the likes of Casper. We've got this video here I'm going to play out right now, where you can hear this individual here talking about, seemingly talking, I think more sort of about the XRP ledger, but for me it's a testament to layer 1s as a whole, and that will also then correspond into the title of this stream, being that institutions therefore are going to, already are, investing in Casper. Pay very close attention to this video.
And it was just so obvious to us that there was clear trade-offs. No matter what platform you went to, you just have to choose if you want to have high throughput, if you want to have real decentralization, if you want to have scaling. And these layer 2 solutions just really weren't the sacrifices you had to make layer 2 work just didn't make sense. So it seemed like all the trade-offs had to be done at the layer 1 base level. And if you take the view that everything is going to be interoperable in the future, and these different layer 1s can specialize in doing one thing well and then be combined by developers to then create the ultimate end application for users, that design paradigm just seemed to make a lot of sense. And that future world view, what was also just like our point of view at the time. So when we designed this side chain for Ripple, and then we spun that off and used the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint to build our own standalone blockchain for DeFi services, the thought process was we need something that could scale. We wanted to design our own security model for these applications. We foresaw, all the way back.
So, as you are hearing, obviously this individual's talking, I'm guessing he works for Ripple. He's talking about Ripple and the XRP ledger and the Cosmos and the bridge. But the part for me that was important was what we heard at the beginning of that, talking about how layer 2s, they have, inherent issues. They're sacrificing true decentralization, which is stuff that Casper's been talking about for a very, very long time. And that for me is also a testament to why Casper is so unique, because Casper is an L1. It also is not sacrificing decentralization in the slightest at all, because it is, a block DAG, fair launch proof of work. So it is the most decentralized project in this space, alongside the likes of Bitcoin. But Casper actually technically is more decentralized than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, their top holders, take up, I think, 23% or something like that, but Casper's only 17%. So in comparison, Casper is more decentralized. But that's also, once more, why I do believe, this is what smart money, the likes of Wall Street are believing in doing. They're investing into these L1s. And that is precisely what Casper is, an L1. Early in the development cycle, yes, but it's an L1, and that is proven by the fact you have the likes of the fact that Marathon, for the first time ever, diversified away from Bitcoin to start mining Casper. Right now, they bought another $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin, which is a big deal. But of course, they also hold Casper, which is that's not to gloss over in the slightest. Also, the fact that Trump, or also the fact that Zodia custody now supports Casper, which is proof that Wall Street have acknowledged Casper as an asset, and also proof that you may see some form of investments from the Wall Street in the very near future. The fact that you got Grayscale considering Casper for ETFs, that you've got Zodia, who has the likes of these massive institutions like Invesco, ETC Group, Marathon again, 21 Shares, DWS, and also all of that stuff. This is for me another reason why, for me, while it's not been, an out-and-out connection to saying, yes, Wall Street, BlackRock, they are investing in Casper, there are multiple connections to support this fact, or support this claim, if you will. Support this claim right now. You've got Zodia, who've partnered with Casper, which also, thankfully, is connected to new SEC Chairman Paul Atkins, who's on the board of Securitize, who also partnered with Zodia. So you've got connections to Casper and therefore the governing bodies of America, which is a very big deal. You've got the fact that Grayscale, again, connected to Casper. You also got the fact of Marathon, who have their shareholders like to BlackRock as well. And then multiple more connections. And then also you've got the KII. While not exactly Wall Street, there are massive institutions. And once more, as proven in this video that I'll play again later on, those who are joining a little bit later will hear. But this video here, which does highlight Ripple in the XRP ledger, but is talking inherently about the fact that institutions are investing in layer 1s. They're not investing in L2s. They might be utilizing the likes of Ethereum right now because it's the biggest and interoperable chain, but it's an L2. And they lose a lot by being an L2, where L1s are better. The base layer is a lot better for the institutions in general. So therefore, that leads me to the conclusion or the belief, and the strong belief that the Casper will be one that's highly adopted by these Wall Street institutions, because where these other institutions, other projects even, they are, L1, some of them, the ones they're investing into, they're not truly decentralized. So not to the same extent that Casper is, because Casper is truly decentralized. There's no centralized exchange backing it. It's a fair launch proof of work, block DAG, no pre-allocations, all of it is the most decentralized project in this space. I'll circle back to that again a little bit later on, because there's a lot more big news to cover in the stream regarding crypto, regarding the fact that MicroStrategy, for example, is set to join NASDAQ 100 in just 2 weeks' time from now, which is quite a big deal in 12 days. The official announcement is going to be scheduled on Friday, so we'll hear that in 2 days' time as well. So that's that could be game-changing as well. Also putting Bitcoin, I guess, more recognized in, Wall Street institutions, because MicroStrategy is the biggest holder. Well, actually now it's not. Well, I think actually it is. As a solo entity, I think it's the biggest holder of Bitcoin right now. But I think Wall Street, US Wall Street banks have now overtaken MicroStrategy's holdings, but MicroStrategy as a individual is still the biggest, largest holder of Bitcoin. But there's a lot of big announcements to go through the stream. Ultimately, right now, crypto's looking very, very up, and Casper, I think, is still due for a breakout of sorts. Obviously, right now, Casper is still below the previous very, very strong levels of support of resistance here, which is 17 to 18 cents. I'd like to believe we could blow past it again, because we broke past it already, and seemingly the big exchanges, the manipulation of Casper is seemingly calming down a little bit. You know, MEXC from both wallets now, they're in the red, selling 1 million almost here and 11.1 million Casper here on two of their biggest wallets. Gates still be accumulating more and more consistently, which is a surprising but very, very big deal. And the volume for Casper also has been staying quite high. While it has dropped down, 2 days ago it was at 400 million, now it's at 265, it's still remaining quite high with the likes of Bybit and BitGet still taking up a respectable proportion of this volume right now, 7.36 and 8.71. Remember again, the KF mentioned that if these two exchanges in particular, but the major exchanges that hold Casper, take up a larger proportion of the volume, that will be a crucial indicator for the likes of Binance and other tier ones to get involved and start listing Casper. So all in all, it's a very, very big deal. What's up, Stephen King, my man? Welcome back to the stream. SPL says Litecoin. Not sure what you're referring to, my man. I haven't mentioned Litecoin in the slightest. I mean, Litecoin, Litecoin is currently number 22 on CoinMarketCap. It is an asset that I think Casper will very, very comfortably flip in the cycle, because it's already a faster proof of work. Like Casper's already a faster proof of work than Litecoin is already. And the adoption for Casper is going to be growing more and more in the cycle. So whereas Litecoin's higher right now by quite a few positions to Casper, I think it will be flipped in this cycle by Casper. I think Casper still has a chance to reach top 10, but of course time will tell. What's up, John Domerman? Thank you, Jay, for all for you. Thank you, Jay, for all you do for this space. You're welcome, my man, and thank you all for being here once again. Good morning to you too, Buffalo Theory, as well. Massimino, would it be possible, in your opinion, that as soon as Casper hits an all-time high, we could see immediate 5x, 6x like XRP did, for example? Good question. Well, to put that into perspective, Casper would be breaking all-time highs at 20 cents. A 5 to 6x would put it around $1, $1.20. XRP did that in a span of a month, so a month period for Casper to go from 20 cents to $1, while not improbable, it does realistically depend on the analysis of what happens. If you get a Binance listing at the same time as 10 BPS, and Bitcoin's still topping out, going higher and higher, then yeah. Let's say Bitcoin has reached 180k and Casper's still sitting around 19 cents. Then yes, should it break out of that, it will be an explosive rally, probably 5-6x sort of thing. But if it ends up rallying with the rest of the market, which I suspect it will do, or even breaks out a little bit earlier, which is also possible, then I can't say for sure. I think Casper will make a 5-6x in the cycle from this current position at the very. I think Casper can still potentially make a 10x from this position at least. I still want to see Casper reach $2 in the cycle, but at this current position, I can't say I'll do it in the span of a month like XRP did, because XRP's was a result of literally over 4 years of suppression from the SEC, and then multiple ETFs being filed. Casper right now is too early to have ETFs being filed. It's got Wall Street adoption coming through now with the likes of Zodia and Grayscale and Marathon, and the KRI in their method institutions also going to help them out as well, but they haven't got the level that Ripple and XRP do. XRP, when it first launched, or Ripple when it first launched, they are number 2 in crypto assets at one point. It was one of the earliest cryptocurrencies or crypto projects, crypto institutions in the space. Actually, Ripple's older than Bitcoin. So, it has a whole nother level of, fundamentals behind it that allows XRP to rally quicker. And it's also got a bigger rep behind it as well, where Casper does not. But Casper will, I believe, in due time. You can see right now the active addresses for Casper are heating up, which is very, very big, because remember, everything about Casper's growth is natural. It's not flooded by institutions, by Wall Street. While they seem to be growing more and more and seemingly investing more so into Casper, they are still very much so. You are still seeing everything about Casper being very organic and fair launch proof of work, which is very, very good to see. And the growth, the active growth in active addresses is spiked quite a lot as well. We mentioned this yesterday. Shout out to Casper from my man for letting me know if you're in the stream right now. But Nexo announced yesterday they're going to be listing Casper onto their platform very, very soon. Took them a day to do that. That is, for me, is insane. So in one day, Nexo announced it, and now Casper is available on Nexo. You could buy with card, Apple Pay, or Google Pay. You could borrow against your Casper, swap with rewards, spend globally with a Nexo card. So that's very, very good to see. I made a video actually yesterday, last night for me, where I was talking about the major warning happening in the market right now at the current point in time, and also talking about the fact that you had, the listings for Nexo as well. So ultimately, it's a very, very big deal, and we're seeing more and more listings coming to Casper as well. They've got this post here. It's GroveX. Now, actually, I do know of GroveX. Again, shout out to Casper for my man for letting me know, but I do know about GroveX because I actually knew about Grove when it was first launched. Because Grove had a token, and I think they did a hard fork, and they got a new token when they made their L1, because they didn't have GroveX before. They had their own blockchain now. It was one that when I found, it's Grove made like I think it was like a 20 or 200,000% gain in a very, very short time. So, Grove had a very, very quick spike. It is basically irrelevant now, if I'm honest. I'm not saying it's a bad deal. Of course, more adoption for Casper is a very, very big deal. Very, very good. So I'm not, putting it down too much. I know Grove is based in Dubai. I know that Grove's goal, which does coincide with Casper's, was meant to be about green energy as well. That was their original goal. I'm not sure if anything's changed recently, but their goal was to be a currency that was, based in Dubai, that's meant to also be focusing on green energy. So if that's still the case, then that's very good and supports the KRI and Casper's goal. I think Casper also utilizes the energy sector with renewable energy, but either way, new listings for Casper. You've got Nexo happening just today, and also then you've got GroveX coming, which is very, very big to see. Ultimately, it's not the tier ones. I know that's what we want to see, but they are coming in due time. Make no mistake of that. We got some announcements here, which I'll circle all back around to once more. But we've got an announcement here from Conan, the dog of Casper right now, one of the biggest ones, which has stated here, our creator and developer, Top Dollar Crypto, had an interview with Binance today. So, we had Casper's interview with Binance with Nicholas Sismel and Wolfie taking place about 3 months ago now, something like that. You had Nacho, interview with Binance last week, and now you've got Conan. So, once more, the connections to the likes of Binance and the Casper ecosystem is growing every single day. That's once more why I reiterate that it's not a matter of if for me, it's a matter of when. Binance will be listing Casper this cycle. When, we can't say for sure. But it's not a matter of if, it will happen. Binance have so many connections to Casper, it is ridiculous by this point. You have AMAs with Casper and KRC20 projects, which is very, very big. You have Binance attending the Casper booths at, the Australian convention. You have the fact that on CoinMarketCap, which is a Binance run website, you have their trust wallets. Binance Wallet and Trust, they're both Binance wallets here. You have the fact that they have a zero fees mining pool of Casper. They have a futures exchange with Casper on Binance as well. And they've also created an incentive for people to mine Bitcoin or Casper on Binance. So the connections are growing more and more, and this once more another addition to the inevitability in my belief that Binance will list in Casper at some point in the cycle, which is a very, very bullish deal. And when that happens, after a year of suppression for Casper, I think it will be a very, very parabolic spike for Casper in its price. I think that could cause quite a significant price action. Probably the biggest one, because again, if you look at Binance right now, the volume is parabolic. 17.7 million weekly visits, 36.8 billion 24-hour trading volume, and that's peaked at 71 in this cycle so far, and it could peak above 100. I'm very confident that. You're seeing retail fall back in faster and faster. So when you get the likes of Binance and eventually Coinbase and OKX, the bigger exchanges, the massive, massive tools. Because Kraken's great. We need a stablecoin pair with Casper, but it's still great to have a tier one with Casper. If we get these other tier ones, the major ones, Binance and Coinbase and OKX, Casper's going to make a very, very significant and quick rally in my belief. Following the 10 block per second, following the smart contracts, following the KRI, following potentially Grayscale ETFs with Casper, potentially 21 shares as well, launching an ETF with Casper, potentially Wall Street getting more involved with Casper through the likes of Marathon. Because again, keep in mind Marathon, they're a Bitcoin mining company that's now mining Casper, but again, their whole agenda is to adhere to what their shareholders want. They don't make any decisions without their shareholders say so. That's how these companies work. They have to have the green light from the shareholders. So they would approach the likes of BlackRock and everybody else, Jane Street, but you name it, and they would have said, yes, we want to look at, we've been hearing about Casper, we think we can make more terms on it in terms of mining it right now, what do you think? They would have said yes. The first time ever, Marathon has diversified away from just Bitcoin into Casper. They're buying more Bitcoin, which is expected. It's very, very bullish. But at the same time, they're also building up the accumulation of Casper constantly. Fred Thiel, the CEOs, have confirmed that numerous times. We've seen it on their balance sheets as well. In the last quarter, they added another 20 million more Casper to their balance sheet. So I would not be surprised in the slightest when you see Marathon's next quarterly report, which will happen probably in the next 2 months or so. I can't attest to exactly when it will come out, but when it comes out, I will be shocked if they haven't added any more Casper, because I believe they most definitely will. Bro, what the fuck? This guy is trying to get us to pump his bags. You know it, Zar. Always the troll. Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very well today. What's up, Diddy, my man? Time to load some more soon after one more dip. We could potentially see one more dip for Casper. Although, again, time will tell. We have got the FOMC meeting, potentially more rate cuts coming in just 25 days. Not 25 days, in just 1 week. So, therefore, potentially won't be seeing any more negative price action because the market seems to be in a position of stability. And again, the market has, in accordance to the heat map, has cooled off right now. So, maybe we don't see that happening. It's cooling. Look, that was all overheated now in the past 3 or 4 days. It's cooled off quite dramatically. So, maybe it stays this way for the next week and then starts heating up again. Of course, time will tell. Capital to 30 cents. I think it will reach that quite comfortably. I'm not saying it'll happen this year, but in this cycle, most definitely. I'll try next, so it's good. Well, that's great to hear. Again, more ways to their lending platform. So once more, again, Casper has more connections to other institutions. It's a very, very big deal. What do you think about Jonathan saying he's willing to push Casper to a beyond 100 block per second? I think it's fantastic, but in the sense of it shows his passion as a developer, as a creator. His mentor, Viv Zohar, stated that the necessity for over 10 block per second is not really necessary. So once we achieve 10, which we're going to be achieving in literally 3 months' time now, once we achieve 10, in accordance to Tom Polinsky's mentor, Viv Zohar, you don't really need more. Yes, it'll give you slightly faster confirmation times, amongst some other stuff, but it doesn't really need to be that much faster. Because ultimately right now, the main issue is actually hardware related. Casper already is extremely, extremely fast and very, very effective. The problem right now, the main limitation of Casper is due to the hardware, which we can't solve that. That comes down to the developers, the Nvidias and the Intels and Apples of the world who are building the technology. We need better hardware. Right now, Casper actually exceeds the capability of hardware. So, I think it's great to hear he wants to try and do 100 per second with Casper, and I think he will probably achieve it. But what I believe as well is that as big as it's going to be, my mindset is the end game, or one of many. Because I see it as there are multiple quote unquote end games for Casper. You got the likes of smart contracts coming to the L1, making Casper the end game of L1s. You got the KRI utilizing Casper in the energy market. You've got Binance listing, some more listings giving it more adoption. So again, being an end game of sorts. And then you also have block per second. 100 block per second would be a game stream, but for me, an end game is 10 block per second because we don't need more. So that will already be very, very unique. Casper will be one of, if not the fastest L1 in this space with 10 block per second and smart contracts. And that's when you'll see the likes of these Wall Street institutions who have probably been keeping quite quiet about it start to actually actively get more and more involved with Casper. These L1 blockchains or L1 platforms, these Wall Street institutions have been investing into it more and more. Constantly more and more. And they've been doing it this whole cycle. And even years before that, in the shadows. Casper's only been out for launched as a project for the past 3 years. It's been in development for decades, but it's been an actual project launch, token launch for 3 years. So it's very, very early, and it's still not a complete project. When it becomes more completed, you'll see more Wall Street institutions and more massive institutions start investing into Casper. That's why you've got the likes of Zodia now getting involved, because they evidently understand. Wall Street understand Casper. That's why you've got Marathon mining Casper, because they understand what Casper's about and what's going to come to Casper. As Bufflink says, we're doing these streams daily for, I think, 130 days, something like that now. Leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. Casper's not moved for years. Can you move on? Never. I'll never move on from Casper. I'll maybe talk about other projects at some point in the future, sure, but Casper, I'll never move on. This project's too good to move on from. OG Dodd is pumping 100% pre-mint. Yes, here it is. It's currently up 120%. Not many holders at all. Transactions equally are quite. This to me is like the developers or they're the whales. They're the ones in control of it, and they're deciding what to do with it. So ultimately, right now, what we're seeing it's hard to show them up. So you can see here, this one here is OG Dog. It's got 1.2k holders, only 4k transactions. Look at Casper Ghost, which is market cap is very, very similar. It's only 40 million more market cap. It's got almost 6 times the holders and like 15 times the transactions. So this tells you here this meme to me is one that's just being controlled by the whales, or just is a project that's kind of just those people insider people. So I mean, again, if you want to get into that, that's by all means your own prerogative. But for me, I'm not going to invest something like that. 100% premium is always a cause for concern. Obviously, that's the same argument can be made for Dog K as well. Difference is Dog K. You look at Dog K. It's got much more holders, and also transactions wise, it's got 18k. Whereas OG Dog has only 4.6. So for me, it's just a bit of a call for concern, if you will. I don't know why it's pumping so much right now. I imagine there's just people starting to pump the bags a little bit more. But either way, in regards to the memes right now, things are looking a bit green today, which is good to see. Kiro is currently, not doing much, seemingly. Actually, Kiro did get a listing on FameX now, which is, good for Kiro, I guess. Nacho is in at 40 mil market cap, just short of 1 million 24-hour trading volume. Kango's up there. Kango actually just got another listing as well on Binance. And apparently they're gearing up for a tier 1 very, very soon, which is very bullish to hear for Kango. Casper Ghost, and Caspi as well. I mean, right now we can see quite confidently which are the 3 top memes in this space right now. Nacho, Kango, and Caspi. I think Caspi had a recent run, or more significant rally recently because Crypto Archie announced that's the only meme he's holding. I might be mistaken in that. But I heard something about that. I think he mentioned, I'm not sure when he mentioned it, I think he mentioned it around here, that he's going to start getting into Caspi. It's the only one he's holding right now. No, that's not true. That's the 11th. So no, it would have been a lot earlier than that. Would have been probably around here. But either way, I mean, it doesn't matter either way. Caspi's doing very well. Kango as well. And Nacho as well. And the other ones I think are going to have their own time. Conan right now is down. But either way, despite Conan being quite down, truth be told, from where it has been in the past, volume-wise, it's still one of the highest. It's been like that for quite some time now. The holders, again, is quite high, and the transactions, again, are quite good. So I'm still very bullish on Conan, and I think Conan will do very well, especially now they've had an interview with Binance. I think if the word gets out and it gets listed on Binance, which is seemingly more on the cards now, that could be a very big deal for Conan as well. I'm mining in Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Wisconsin. Started right at Mara, as Mara announced their mining Casper. Wish I could have been earlier, but I'm here for the long term. I mean, that's great to hear. Honestly, man, it's great to hear that you managed to. I mean, either way, if you look at the hash rate right now, it's actually been down for the past day, which is I'm intrigued to find out exactly why. But if you look at the hash rate, either way, Marathon started mining Casper a little bit before here. Started mining Casper around, I think it was around here. That's where they announced it here. But Marathon started mining Casper around here. But either way, if you're mining Casper, in and around here, you've got an earlier, would have been a lot better for you, to actually get more Casper. But either way, you've been on a part of a journey with Casper, and I still think there are much higher highs to come. So hopefully the mining pans out well for you. I got a man in my chat, shout out to, I think it's Jay, who constantly he's been letting us know his up to he's got his own little spreadsheet and everything. He's got very involved in the mining thing, and he's having a lot of fun with it. And when the price appreciates and starts coming back, you miners are going to be very, very happy. There's no doubt about it. Casper hasn't moved for years. It hasn't moved for a year. It takes time to build the perfect things, such as Casper. Wait till 10 BPS and smart contracts, and the Casper haters will be eating their words. I completely agree. Casper has had a very, very good rally since its founding for 2 years. Then for 1 whole year, or a little bit over a year now, it's been very stagnant, although it's starting to make a rally now, which is why the FUD has been lackluster recently. It was explosive. The FUD was all, deafening down here. Now the FUD's calmed down a little bit. A lot of people who are funding Casper saying it's going to go lower. They haven't said anything for a while, to my knowledge, which I'm not too surprised about. But with the listings coming through thicker and faster, likes of Nexo, likes of Grove X now, the likes of we're going to probably see the likes of other tier ones coming soon. Again, Binance and them lot. That'll be a very big catalyst. With the likes of atomic swaps coming through, this is a very big deal. Being stepped towards smart contracts, that'll also be a very big development towards, Casper's price appreciation and 10 per second as well. All of that happening very, very soon. One thing I was informed about actually, was someone, I saw someone, I don't normally reply to comments in my YouTube, I guess just for the sake of it. I don't really have a reason why, I just don't, but I did see a comment come from my channel, basically just saying, enjoyed the content, as people always say, and I appreciate you all for saying that, but saying that I need to be careful about what I say in regards to the developments coming for Casper, because a lot of these developments here are stating, like planning phase for smart contracts. Crescendo update is in testing. I mean, it says it's testing right now, but I basically had a comment about it, and someone was basically just saying, it says that the 10 block per second is in development, it's not near complete, and they're basically trying to say that I'm giving skewed timelines. And now I've looked at the website, it does seem to be updated in accordance to the stuff. They are still planning smart contract implementation, but the timelines, once more information that I provide, and I retweet it on Twitter, on my page here. I'll retweet pretty much everything I talk about on my streams in here. That's my Twitter handle right there. And I also retweet and post information and sources in my Discord server, where you can go and find out for yourself. But the timelines right now have been given, at least some form of timeline regarding smart contracts and 10 per second, being, 10 BPS Q1 2025 and smart contracts Project Sparkle happening in summer of 2025. Now again, they are rough timelines. Crescendo is more fixed, but the likes of Project Sparkle is a rough timeline, but they're hoping to have it done by summer 2025. And they do, that'll be a very, very crucial thing for Casper. If they don't get it done, then yeah, Casper may not have the pump we wanted to see, but we do know a lot of projects are coming to Casper with smart contracts coming out in due time. If you have to choose one Casper meme, which one are you most bullish on? Good question. If I had to choose just one, it would be a close contest, right, between either Nacho or Casper Ghost. I like Nacho, and it's the biggest meme, so Nacho is, for me, it's kind of almost a given. I think it's the one that's going to be most likely to hit a $1 billion market cap, which would be a very comfy 20-25x from here. Casper Ghost I don't think will reach as high in this cycle, probably in the future if it stays relevant. But in terms of, I've seen what Casper Ghost are building, and I actually have a lot of belief behind the project. Not that I hold it, I don't actually hold it right now, but when I look at the tokens in the space right now, the only one that has as many holders as Casper Ghost is Gold and Nacho. So it's got quite a lot of holders, so it's very decentralized, so it's got a stronger community behind it, if you will. They're building a lot. And also, it's only 8 million market cap, so it's actually one of the more undervalued projects in the space right now. In regards to every other meme, if you look at it in terms of market cap right now, Nacho's the top, then Kango, then Caspi, then Kiro, then Casper Ghost. So it's number 5, but I think that either way, that for me, Casper Ghost should be in and around Caspi's right now. I'd like to do that at the very, very minimum. So we haven't got there yet. I think Casper Ghost will have its own rally in due time. I think it's going to do very well. So if I had to choose just one, I'm, for the most part, quite a conservative investor. I like to believe I have my own, degen risk portfolio with my Solana memes, but I'll probably just, if I was to choose one, it'd be just Nacho. If I was to choose 3, it'd probably be Nacho, Casper Ghost, and then probably Kango now. I would have said Caspi first, now I'll probably say Kango, then it'd be Caspi, then it'd be Bert would be, it's a tough one, because again, if I had to choose just 5, I'd struggle, because the top 6 I have are Conan, Bert, Casper Ghost, Caspi, Kango, and Nacho. The other ones I like as well, I like K-Rex, I like Gold. I like the idea of Dog K, I like the idea of Pepe. Even Popcat doesn't seem to be too bad as well. I've heard about Kiki, I'm optimistic about Kiki as well. There are loads of memes that I think have potential. Even Koba as well, I like the idea of Koba. But But again, I'm not in any of these memes right now, so I'm just talking from what I would when I have the money and when I choose to invest into these memes. This is the ones I'm going to probably get into. But yeah, I mean that's currently my 2 cents on it. I think a lot of these projects that I've chosen are ones that are not just, some of them are just like Kango. They're building stuff, but they're mainly just trying to get a lot of listings, which is good to see. Nacho, Casper Ghost, and Bert in particular, those three I know are actively trying to build stuff constantly. I know Canon trying to do that as well, and Caspi and Nemlot, but those are three that again I really, really like. So, I mean, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it at least. Bees and Man, welcome to stream. Do you think without the KLC20 the price would be at 6 billion because they sold their capital to get the meme coins and the price dropped 50%? That's a very good question, my man. Actually, a very good question. I am going to say, that's a very good question. What do I think would happen? What do I think would happen? Because we had this here was launch of KRC20. This correction here was people cycling out of Casper to memes, and then this dump here was the Middle East war, and that was more cycling out on memes. This dump here was also more Middle East war, and cycling out on memes again. And that was of course just a flash crash here. God, that's a very good question. I cannot. I mean, of course, no one can really know, so it's going to be a guessing game, if you will. I want to say no. I think Casper might be closer to all-time highs now, potentially. But at the same time, I can't, because ultimately people cycled their Casper bags out to get to KRC20 as it happened. They cycled out of Casper to get into KRC20. But at the same time, the profits they made would have gone back into Casper. At least I'd like to believe they would have done. I can't attest to that. So I think people cycled out of KLC20 to get back to... People out of Casper to get into KLC20, then they did vice versa back when the price started appreciating again. So I think the answer is probably no. I think Casper would probably still be in and around the region it's at right now. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe. But I think KLC20 just for the most part, given the community other ways to make money in the immediate short term, whilst Casper has been struggling with its price action. At least I want to believe right now. It's only 3 years old, right? Yeah, so the development behind Casper is a decade. It's been developing since 2012, at least. So it's been around for a very, very long time. Shai did mention, I saw his comment in a Discord server about a month or two back now, that Casper could have been released in 2018, but it would not be as complete as it is right now, or when it launched, so they waited another 3 years. So since it's actually been launched, it's been 3 years. But the development, everything behind it is a decade old. The power law gives me heavy conviction on future appreciation. I mean, yeah, power law is just one of many metrics that I look in towards when devising my price targets for Casper. Power law right now says we're currently undervalued by 46.2%, but if it goes in according to the power law, just as logic, it will just keep appreciating in price and go up and up in value, but of course time will tell. But there are multiple developments. The reason why I think Casper's going to do very well in the future is partly power law, but as well as many other features like institutional adoption, the KRI, smart contracts, temp per second, tier 1 listings, KRC20, all this sort of stuff is very, very big for Casper. Even here, we got this post here from Casper. Microsoft put out a post recently, basically just trying to do a reach out, a call for research and developers who are interested in collaborating and contributing to this initiative to create a better foundation for decentralized financial applications. Basically, Microsoft and Casper's team, they're reaching out to other developers who want to take a stand or help in the making of history to build smart contracts with Casper, ZK rollups. Because, I mean, that is ZK rollups, ZK opcodes, they are a crucial part of smart contracts for Casper. So, whereas Casper's taking their time doing things, they are actively trying to seek other alternative and other means to, increase their manpower, but they don't want to just, hire a whole lot of random people, right? They want to, see, because again, what they're trying to do right now is very, very difficult. Very difficult. There aren't many people, I can't attest to this myself, but I'd like to believe from what I saw from Michael Sutton's post that there aren't many people in the world that actually understand what it is that Casper's trying to build. Because it's so innovative. No one has been able to do block DAG before. And then trying to build smart contracts on a block DAG without, introducing an L2 operator is something that, again, no one's done before. So it's really, really tough for Casper what they're trying to do. But again, that's what they're trying to do right now, and that's why when they achieve this, assuming they're trying to do so now, it will be groundbreaking and will get more of these Wall Street institutions to start getting involved with Casper. So to cycle back for those who are now a little bit late to want to understand what my title's about, we have this post where smart money, so institutions are basically just saying apparently 91% of institutional investors are invested into L1 protocols. Now that mainly contributes to the likes of XRP and that sort of stuff right now. Casper's too early, but the title says Wall Street are investing into Casper, and I believe that is the case for a number of reasons. One, because we have the video here, which I'll play again, which is basically just this man who worked for Ripple, but what I want you to pay attention to is the part in the beginning where he's talking about the L1 blockchain and why and people investing into it because of how it, how it's better than L2 solutions, if you will. So pay close attention to this, and we'll come back to it in a moment.
And it was just so obvious to us that there was clear trade-offs. No matter what platform you went to, you just have to choose if you want to have high throughput, if you want to have real decentralization, if you want to have scaling. And these layer 2 solutions just really weren't, the sacrifices you had to make layer 2 work just didn't make sense. So it seemed like all the trade-offs had to be done at the layer 1 base level.
That's all I need to play of the video for you to get a gist of what this man's talking about. You're going to talk about Ripple afterwards, and while I do agree with what he's saying regarding Ripple, of course, people have their own opinion on XRP, and I don't want to, I don't want to, stray too far from the point here. The point being is there is an issue, if you will, with the L2 solutions. You end up losing quite a lot, as he mentions. So a lot of it comes out to the base layer. You've got to try and solve it at the L1. So a lot of investors, a lot of institutions are investing into the L1 solutions, the L1 protocols, which is factually what Casper is. It's an L1. Shai says that Casper will be the end game for L1s. And I agree with that. With what Casper's trying to build with smart contract with 10 per second, it will be the end game for L1s, and Wall Street and massive institutions will start investing into Casper as a result of that. We're already seeing it happening right now, thanks to the likes of Zodia and also Grayscale, considering Casper's ETF. That for me is, you've got Marathon, which is, Wall Street, because they're shareholders of the likes of BlackRock. You've got Zodia, who have likes of 21 shares of Marathon as their shareholder, Invesco, and all those other people. So again, big institutions who are now partnered with Casper. You've got KII, more so institutions investing into Casper. So for me, we're already seeing gradually big institutions and Wall Street starting to invest into Casper, or starting to partner and get closer to Casper. Once Casper has a technology, which again is happening in this cycle, most likely, 90% chance going to happen in this cycle, that is when you'll probably see a flood of investors start to flood into Casper quite quickly. Because again, a lot of the smart money, the Wall Street institutions, are saying that we expect the United States to catch up with most of the world by passing stablecoin regulations. Once you have regulations, you'll see Wall Street banks, massive banks who have been standoffish for crypto right now because of the regulatory uncertainty. Once it comes through, they'll start flooding money quickly into Casper, into the market, and that money will mainly go into Bitcoin, but I'll start looking towards other assets as well, like XRP. I think XRP actually has a chance to flip Ethereum this cycle, if I'm honest. I know it sounds quite steep, but if Ethereum peaks at, $8,000, that'd be around a 1 trillion market cap. I want to see Ethereum probably reach 6, and I think XRP can reach $10 a cycle potentially. I don't know. Again, time will tell. But I think a lot of the investments will come to, again, the L1s, which is what XRP Ledger has. You have, again, Casper, I think, will start getting adoption more and more smart contract. It will also become, again, the end game for L1s. So for me, it's a matter of time. And again, the listings coming through now. Again, Binance seemingly will come very, very soon. They're trying to add more researchers and developers to their team to try and help create these smart contracts. This Casper UTXO based L1. Even though Casper may not have reached its all-time high in the past couple of weeks, like some other coins have done. Again, Sui right now is going on a parabolic run, right now up 16%, nearing all-time highs again, which is very good to see. When TradingView wants to load, here we can see. And it's going to probably go on a rally again quite soon. It's got the VC backing to do so. Casper is still the smartest coin in crypto, and that for me is a matter of fact. It's on the path of generating generational wealth. That's why I'm happy that I'm in Casper at 15, 16 cents. I was in Casper earlier than that as well, but we're still here, sub 20 cents. Casper has the chance to, it can create generational wealth in my belief in this cycle, but if you're holding it long term, if you're holding it for the next 10 years, it's the fact you're here early enough. For me, it's a very, very big deal. Again, it's not financial advice. It's my own belief in Casper, my own conviction in Casper for what I know I hold. You know, we want to see Casper go much, much higher, but either way, for what's going to come, the likes of Crescendo, the likes of smart contract, it will be game changing for Casper. The fact that we're seeing Marathon mining Casper, which is a very, very big deal. People seem to overlook how big of a deal that actually is. They only mine Bitcoin. You have Litecoin coming out, you have Bitcoin Cash coming out, you have Dogecoin coming out, all proof of works. They didn't decide to look at those coins at all, but they looked at Casper. That's a big deal, a very big deal, and they're being increasing the accumulation of Casper time and time again. They haven't been flooding Casper. The most FUD they showed to Casper is that we can use our Casper to buy more Bitcoin. That's the most they flooded Casper. That's it. But other than that, they've been saying Casper is very, very good technology. It's very interesting. We think it could do quite well. They've been bullish on Casper. Zodi is now involved in Casper as well, so more connections to Wall Street. The SEC chairman, soon to be Paul Atkins, has got connection to Zodio, therefore connection to Casper as well. The atomic sort that came out very, very recently, got an update here from Caspiano, talking about, you know, just be careful, if you will, if you made orders before the integration of atomic swaps happens. So I'll link this again in my free Discord server. Check it out, description, in my channel, also on my homepage on my channel. But yeah, again, Chaos 20 doing very, very well. Conan, interview with Binance, which is a very big deal. So you now got Nacho and Conan connection to Binance, as well as Casper. Kango, new listing. Kilo, new listing. And even this here, which I've not had the chance to listen to, I'll plan to listen to it at some point, over today or tomorrow. But you've got a roundtable here about long-term investing, which has happened 2 hours long, that happened earlier today. I'm going to check it out, unless someone else already knows what it's about, but I'm going to check it out when I have the chance to. But every single time I've listened to these roundtables, something massive has been spoken. Something very, very I've heard something very, very like alpha sort of stuff. So I'm going to tune in and see what they've got to say. But again, once more, increasing my conviction and bullishness on Casper for what's going to come to the space very, very soon. XRP is doing well with the new stablecoin release. This is the reason why the market's rising right now, because the US inflation data is as expected. It's rising still, which is not great, but it's not gone. We expected it to rise. When you see the rates being cut, the inflation is going to rise. You need to rise rates to handle inflation, but we can't do that anymore. Because the unemployment rate is going higher and higher, and even then it's still going higher and higher, which is why you need to cut rates even more. So if the inflation data was unexpected, then it might cause uncertainty. But right now, we had 25 basis point rate cut speculated. The job data came through, and it supported the fact that we should be seeing a 25 basis point rate cut. And then we have the inflation data that also supports the fact that we're still at the area we expected it to be. So therefore, we're going to still hopefully see 25 basis point rate cut. Hence why the market is now starting to correct back to where it is, and Bitcoin's now above 100k again, while Casper is starting to rally back up to 17 cents again. Because right now we're in a market where we hopefully now in the 25 basis point rate cut market, we're going to start seeing it rally. Again, we could see things change. Right now the Bitcoin dominance still seems to be, I think it's still taking up most of it. Yeah, we see it's currently level, so if it comes back down again, we'll see alt start flying again a little bit. If Ethereum starts closing on 4k again, we'll see alt start flying again a little bit, which right now is making a rally back up towards it. The CBBI suggests that we still got higher highs incoming. We're nowhere near the peak just yet. Still got another few months of movement at least, mostly to the upside. We'll go from there, have to wait and see. And the pie, even this says, look, the closer we got to was in June, or even like May, that's the closer we got to where we see the so-called peak. We're not even near it now, so we still got a more upward momentum to come for crypto and Casper and Bitcoin as well. And we're just seeing all this sort of developments happening more and more. Which, again, Donald Trump coming in office in literally a month time. It's going to be a very big deal for crypto as well. What's up, Van? Welcome back to the stream. Nacho is the only KL20 currently unavailable on US regulated exchange, i.e. Pionex US. Yes, that is true. You're completely right about that. I did see, which one was it? I think it was Casper Ghost actually, which is once more why I like Casper Ghost. Casper Ghost I think is actually currently going through the procedures to get on a Pionex US right now. I retweeted it and I mentioned it in my stream I think a day or two ago. No. Yeah, here you go. Casper Ghost is now Pionex US. So they're going to hope to be on Pionex US very, very soon, which is good. So that'll be the two only KL20 tokens to be on Pionex US. Cooper and Kengy. I mean, no. No. I know of Cooper very well because that was a scam. That's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, Cooper, scam. Kengy. I have no idea what Kengy is, but I'm guessing that's also a scam. I also know Eggy is a scam. I know they're scams because the same developers made all those tokens before. Kas Bitcoin could be a hidden champion, only 21 million supply. I have heard of Kas Bitcoin. I know it's got listed on Bitconomy. Bitconomy lists everyone right now. Right now, 500,000 market cap, not much volume right now. It's got 830 holders. Again, these sort of tokens, while on paper they look good, it comes down to once more it needs more adoption, right? Bitconomy changed Caspiano, Casperbot. It needs more adoption, needs more listings, it needs more holders as well. Like some projects can do well out than a lot of holders, the likes of, I guess, for example, Keto at the beginning did quite well out of many holders. Now it's got more holders because of an individual, but it needs holders, it needs exchange listings, it needs adoption, it needs a cult behind it. Why do you think Michael Saylor or Cathie Woods never mentions Casper? It's a better form of payment than Bitcoin. Because they are big. Well, I can't attest to Cathie Woods, but Michael Saylor his whole branded image is Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's whole brand image is Bitcoin. He literally buys Bitcoin content. He only talks about Bitcoin. If he started talking about something else right now, I'm not going to say it would collapse Bitcoin because I think Wall Street are here now, so they would, just buy the dips and it wouldn't be too detrimental, but it would ruin his brand and image and ruin his company if he just suddenly flipped the switch off Bitcoin. He might start slowly diversifying and talk about other projects. If he's going to talk about one, it probably will be Casper. He's been adamant that he doesn't really like the likes of Ethereum or XRP already. Probably will be Casper because again, Milestones involved in it. We do have these sort of leaks and hidden connections to the fact that when Marathon, I think, announced their connection to Casper, their mining of Casper, Michael Saylor tweeted out a Casper color orange with the Bitcoin logo. So people are like, oh, he's actually just hinting at Casper. So I'm sure. I mean, again, these people, they're Wall Street, they understand the market. They know about these tokens. There's no way that Wall Street don't know about Casper. That's quite evident with all the partnerships going on. They know about Casper. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I'm sure Michael Saylor is definitely going to get involved, if not already involved. Do you think the faster emissions can be a problem for the miners? If the price of Casper is not rising, then there could be a problem with their earnings. No. I don't think it'd be a problem. I think someone asked a similar question. Because obviously faster emissions, atomic clocks, faster emissions. Ultimately, no, there wouldn't be a problem because it means faster emissions, faster confirmation times, therefore they can actually mine more. The price is not rising right now, that is definitely a problem, but no, if they have if they can have faster confirmation times and more transactions happening at one moment, that means you have more opportunities to mine a block, which is big, and in due time the price will rise as well. Greg, welcome back to the stream, my man. Tuning in 4 minutes late, watching the replay, but just wanted to say thank you again for all you do. This is an absolute gem of a channel. I mean, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you once more for being here every single day. While I do what I do, you're all here tuning in and learning more and more. So it really is a testament to you guys. If you weren't here, who knows me doing this? So thank you all for being here. And again, if you enjoy the channel, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. Do you guys think that if Michael Saylor voted to buy Bitcoin, they will tell? I laugh at them. Wait, the MC. Do you guys think even if MC voted to buy Bitcoin? Oh, Microsoft. I'm guessing Microsoft voted to buy Bitcoin. I think if Microsoft bought Bitcoin, it would have made sure that Bitcoin's price goes up as opposed to going down yesterday. Although Microsoft's announcement yesterday in the end didn't even do that much to Bitcoin. You can see here, that was Microsoft. Worst we saw was a 3% correction. It caused more damage to altcoins actually. This correction here was I would like to say the first this wick here I think was a combination of a 25 basis point rate cut market, the market correcting in accordance to it, but also in regards to the market just being overheated and also war happening from what I heard. But Bitcoin right now is doing very well. Again, it's rallying up. This is quite a strong level of resistance for Bitcoin right now. So hopefully we can see Bitcoin. I suspect, if it leaves in this fashion, we could see Bitcoin making an all-time high by the end of the week. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think Microsoft are going to definitely be, chewing on their words, if you will. They're going to realize, because right now, because they're all boomers, they just don't care. They don't trust Bitcoin, which is their loss. When everyone, even Wolfie, is talking about it, is their loss completely. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm not going to complain. They send Bitcoin lower, they send crypto lower. I bought these dips. I was happy about that. Kappa came down, 20%? Yeah. Fantastic. That's fantastic. And right now, Kappa's on a rally again. I suspect Kappa's going to make a new all-time high. I want to say a month time from now. That does mean into January. I want Kappa to at least rally near to all-time highs to the end of the month, which is I think 30% move from here. Yeah, give or take. So it's not far off. I think it's possible. Of course, time will tell. We have the atomic swaps in now, which is a big deal. We're seeing Binance gearing up more and more with more, more connections to Casper through the KLC20 and stuff like that as well. They're also going to be, giving out Casper as an incentive to mine on Binance's platform. The volume for Casper staying quite high, and that's a very, very big deal as well. Yeah. If faster emissions, you mean faster halving, it makes mining less profitable. Can't remember the rationale behind it though. Price has to go up. I mean, yes, okay. If you meant faster emissions, you meant fast. Yeah, if you meant faster emissions into the atomic swaps, then no, it's big. Because it means faster confirmation times, which means again more ways to more blocks to buy for Casper. If you mean faster emissions to the halving and the aggressive emission schedules, which comes to this as well, which I think it is what you mean now actually. Then you are right. Because of how aggressive it is, and because Casper price is not lining, it is not profitable it's not as profitable for them. But the reason why I don't remain worried is because even though the hash rate now is down, which is surprising, and why it's come from where it's at down here, I'm not entirely sure. I'm very convinced it will rise back again quite soon. But despite the fact that the hash, in the span of a year, so we're looking at. So this is a span of a year. So we're looking at. Even the span of a year, it went from where I was at down to I've lost my train of thought. Point being is the hash rate in the span of a year, while the emission has been very aggressive, it's still been going up higher and higher. So they'll be making less and less money, the miners, but it just means that when the price rises, it's gonna be that much better for them. Typically, the way the hash rate works, hash rate is a key indicator for proof of work. It's indicator to where the price should be, in a sense. Because if the miner's not making profit, they'd end up leaving. So they have to end up making profit. Now, believe it or not, miners are still making profit. To my knowledge, from what I've heard, some miners are still actually making. Normally, it's solo miners. They're making some profit. Again, it's a bit touch and go. They can get quite close. They can get quite lucky. They can get unlucky. But they're still making some profit. But at the same time, a lot of them, if not all of them, are still holding Casper because they know that when the price rises, not if, when the price rises, they'll be up massively. The aggressive mission schedule does make it harder for them, definitely, but KLC20 actually gives the miners alternative means, other ways to mine blocks to make other profits. So when you had KDAO that came out about a month ago, or 51 days ago, despite the fact that Casper's price was down quite a lot, when KDAO came out, the KDAO release was here. The Casper's price is at 13 cents around here. KDAO came out, it went up to 13.6, but price was very low. Miners not making much profit there. But the amount of money, I saw a load of posts of it. The miners were making a hell of a lot of money on KDAO because they went onto KRC20 and started mining the KDAO blocks transactions. That's the benefits of why that's the benefit of KRC20, because Casper eventually is going to be fully mined by I think 2039, I think, so 15 years time it'll be fully mined out. But then you have KRC20, and these KRC20 are going to become smart contracts as well. So you see more miners the miners can't mine Casper anymore, but they're able to mine transactions on KRC20 and the L1. So the miners still have some ways to make money. And if Casper gets massively adopted, they'll have ample of chances to make money. And the hash rate will go even higher. Now, why it's dipped, I can't say for sure. I don't know why. I'm sure it's going to rise back up. Normally, it happens when there's a hack or some bad actor trying to break into the system. Seen it happen in the past multiple times. You see quite a significant dip followed by, you know, it rising back quite quickly. It's the longest I've seen it dip down for so long. I'm sure it'll rise back in due time. But I mean, we'll hear about it. I'll see if I can try and find something else about it. You understand the ultimate goal is 100 BPS. Imagine a diamond handling a million Casper until that happens. That would be insane, honestly. Absolutely groundbreaking. I'm not worried about its faster halving. I'm more excited about profits from transaction fees. Again, I agree. I know it makes it harder for miners to make profit because it's so aggressive. That is obvious, and the miners consider that. But you know, it just means that, you know, they are going to make a lot of money when the price rises. I mean, the price should therefore rise quicker as a result. But Casper also still looking out for the miners and what they're doing right now. This guy's trying to push Casper. No, not really. I don't care. I should buy it at all, man. I have not got millions. God, I wish I had millions in Casper. If I had millions in Casper, I'd be laughing because I know I'd be a millionaire. Transaction count went up when Chaos 20 was launched, so it was yeah, exactly. When Chaos 20 was launched on this day here, the miners make a lot of money. When KDAO was launched on this day down here, again, miners make a lot of money. So miners, well, they can't make a lot of money with Casper per se right now. They can use KRC 20 to make money. So ultimately, they're still, you know, they're not too worried right now. You know, despite the fact that Casper should be at least at 24 cents right now, or whatever it should be, they're not too worried right now. At least to my knowledge. Again, I know them. I'm not a miner, so I can't say for sure. But from what I understand, they're not too worried. I know it's okay to push Casper. I know it's okay to push Casper. I mean, that's what I've been talking about for so long. But I don't really care if you buy it or not. It doesn't bother me. I'm just looking forward to the day that Casper makes a new all-time high, which I think will be in the next month or two. It's not financial advice, but it's good financial advice. I mean, yeah, I get what you mean. But that being said, that will be it for today's stream. Thank you all once more for watching. I've been in Casper. Whoa, I'm glad you do, my man. Share some for the rest of us, please. That being said, thank you all once more for watching. It is, you know, it's been a. I'm sorry, my brain is fogging up today. It's been one of those days, you know. But yes, ultimately, Casper investing. All this information once more will be put in my Discord server. Again, link in chat, description, also my homepage. Ultimately, Casper right now, we're seeing the adoption come more and more. Binance again getting more involved, which is a very, very big deal. You know, Conan this time round. So yeah, Conan and Nacho, what else we're going to see? Probably maybe Casper goes next, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think we've got a lot of big stuff happening right now in this space for Casper. A lot of big developments coming very, very soon. And Wall Street are investing in L1s, institutional investors. So Casper for me is a given. Their price will accumulate and appreciate more and more in the cycle with 10 BPS, with smart contracts, with tier 1s. Casper is just a sleeping giant, I like to say. It's got higher highs coming, and I think Binance are on the horizon. But that being said, thank you all for watching. All of you have a good day, good evening, good night, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.